say I am. I'm whatever that you say I am.
What's that? Hey there, why you always looking so upset? That's love, that's that, nothing's ever good enough, not at all. What's that? Hey there, why you always looking so upset? That's love, that's that, nothing's ever good enough, not at all. See you soon, turn up, have fun, I'm a front. I don't really think I vibe with any of you. Catch a ride, now I'm stuck, I'm a diamond in the rough. Always trying to bring me down, never stress. No love, no smile to be found. You're toxic all of you around. I don't wanna rush this, I'll make a mountain amount. You can shh, don't wanna make you sound. And I told her I don't wanna stand you when I'm sober. RG pretty mulling over. Sober my line. How did I think you'd be a good time? Stuck around in the fire, saying you don't know me, talk too much. You're my homie, waited up. You're such a phony. Had enough, but that's just on me. That's my luck, but that's just on me. I've been on it, I'll be crazy not to start it. And I'd be lying if I said none of this goes to my head. Oh, what's that? Hey there, why you always looking so upset? That's love, that's that, nothing's ever good enough, not at all. That's love, hey there, why you always looking so upset? That's love, that's that, nothing's ever good enough, not at all.
I put 500 miles on the whip, trips to upstate, 2 tabs of acid on the lip. I was up late, flew back from Cali, 50 missed, caused a touch base. Okay, what's up, babe? 500 miles on the whip, trips to upstate, 2 tabs of acid on the lip. I was up late, flew back from Cali, 50 missed, caused a touch base. Okay, I had to upgrade, yeah. I've been treating.
The Morning Fix live radio show will begin shortly. For your best news coverage and commentary, tune in daily at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on The Morning Fix. The Morning Fix live radio show will begin shortly. Happy Friday, everybody, here on the Morning Fix Live radio show, 10:26 Eastern Standard Time. It is October 25th, 2022. Man, we are late. We are late. That's me. I'm late. It is a beautiful 55 degrees outside, and it is beautifully cold, smelly, decrepit, cold fall day here in New York City. And I'm your host, Macho. We're here to go. We're ready to roll. And I'm probably going to get yelled at. How are we?
How are we?
Well, see, what happened was I get home,
Yeah.
and everybody knows I work nights, right?
Mhm.
Everybody knows.
Yeah.
So I get home, I figure, I got about an hour and a half before I get live.
Yeah.
So I said, let me take a little bit of a nap.
Mm-hmm.
So I take a little bit of a snooze fest here.
Okay.
And I got my phone next to me. That's so I think. And next thing I know, I feel this really weird vibrating feeling on the side of my body. And I'm like, why is the side of my body vibrating? And then I look at my phone and I see what time it is. I'm like, that's why. And Keisha's calling me. She's like, where your ass at? You all right? I'm like, no, I'm not all right. I thought I was taking a nap and doing it responsibly. And here I am. I'm laying down on the.
Out like a light.
I
Good
was
morning,
gone.
everybody.
I was gone. Oh my God. It was like I was dreaming too. I was dreaming about being on the show too. I was like, yeah, the show's doing well. Thank you. It's great.
Yeah. In your dreams. Wake your ass up.
It's time to get up. So you getting comfortable. All right. So
All
good
right.
morning, everybody.
Good morning.
I'm
Good
alive.
morning.
I'm here. Good morning, Kathy. And by the way, everybody who is asking where's Macho in the Telegram chat, thank you very much. I appreciate it. Katie, good morning. Pamela, good morning. We have wait, did I highlight Pamela? Sorry. Highlight Katie. Come on, be respectful. Christina, good morning. How are we? Whitney, good morning.
Good morning.
Whitney is not too far from you, so she's up early.
Oh.
We have Kai. Good morning, Kai. Kai's also up early. I always keep forgetting. Kai is
Yes.
also on the West Coast. We have Logic is here. Look who's here.
Good morning, Logic.
Logic has been on a really strong campaign. We got to get her on the show, by the way,
Okay.
because she's like pushing something. I'm sorry, Logic, but I saw you pushing, and I was like, oh yeah, it's double tapping, double tapping, double tapping, double tapping. But I'm all over the place because I'm doing so many things. I heard you pushing about school.
Yeah, and the child mandate for the vaccine, I think it is.
Mandate vaccination for the children. Yes,
Yes.
yes.
That's,
Logic,
you know,
saw you. I peep game, and you're doing great.
yes. She's
Mandy,
amazing.
Mandy, by the way,
Good morning,
has
Mandy.
made a fire commercial. Okay, that we're gonna probably launch it on Monday. We'll launch
Okay.
the commercial. We have a nice little whatever.
Okay.
Also, I need a video from you, by the way, because
I
we're gonna do
started it
another.
this morning.
Start. You
Yeah.
should be done. Okay, you should be. Come
I
on
I
now.
I just didn't get the, this part of it, the behind the scenes of getting ready for the show, but
Yeah.
I brushed my teeth, I
So, fire commercial coming your way, guys. That Mandy does very good stuff behind the scenes, and Mandy has been busy, Keisha, for the past couple of weeks because her and Mr. Full Service have moved from their previous location to where they are now. Okay,
Yes, I know.
and they're trying to like figure things out, and one thing's lead to another. This, that, and the third. It's not easy to move, Keisha. It's not easy.
I don't think I said it was, so
All
not sure.
right, so I don't want to hear your commentary. How it's easy.
You know what? You don't really have time to talk considering your time with me is limited today, and it's even more limited because you felt the need to oversleep. That was
You see
pretty
her?
much
You see her?
it.
She always got to figure out a way to give it a dig. Let me make
I
sure
mean,
I'm
if I hadn't have called, you'd
Let
probably
me
still
make
be
sure
sleeping.
I would be out. I would be out. Sorry, y'all. I would have been out cold for at least, and then woke up probably like around 12. Like, oh, there goes the show. Yes, Logic. We'll get you on the show and we'll talk about this probably on Monday if you're free. Whitney's here. We said hello to Kai. All right. Enough of you. We said good morning to all of you. Okay.
Everyone would be here if you weren't late, but they probably thought we weren't having a show because you're late.
I already shared the link in the Telegram, guys. You can share it. All right, with the coming at me. All right.
What are you talking about?
But I want to ask you a question.
Oh, sure.
How are you after yesterday's rising of your blood pressure?
Oh my God. So annoyed. I'm so annoyed. I'm sick of the fucking toxic clock app. Yeah, I'm fine though.
Attendance noted. Attendance noted. By the way, Christina, just if I can cheer you up really quick, but also pull you back into the toxicity, I want to make sure you know that Christina was showcasing your hoodie on live last night. Oh man, it looks great. It looks great.
Thank you. Yeah, she told me that she got it, and then she has the beanie also.
Nice. They're very nice. Very nice. It looks really good. Like
My eyes itching.
your what?
My eyes itching.
Okay, because now I'm about to pull you back into the toxic clock app.
Okay.
Why what happened last night?
What are you talking about?
What happened towards the tail end? We were probably on live maybe by 3 hours?
Oh, when I
3,
went
4
off?
hours? Yeah. What happened that you went off?
Well, you know what happened. But someone was being disrespectful to you and lying on you.
Well, so here's the thing. There's a perception of me, this person's named Rainey. And
Mhm.
I consider her to be a drunk. She probably needs help because she sounds like
Mm.
she's slurring her speech. She's, "Man, I miss you guys. You guys are my brothers." Mm.
Mhm.
So there was a lot of that, and I was just like, "Man, is she drunk?" Like I can hear it, like from the minute she got in here. You know,
Mhm.
oh, I love you guys. I haven't seen you guys. You guys, are my brothers, my sisters, and all of a sudden, after 3 hours, Macho, I got a bone to pick with you. I'm like, the hell did I do now?
That was after she finished off the bottle
I just
and opened up the second one. Yeah, that's what happened. So she was
First
having
off,
a little courage.
she was drinking box wine. That's what I would. This is Death by box wine. And folks, never, and I mean never drink box wine. But anyways,
Rainy, hold on, Logic, Rainy, that's always in the lives with Stitch. I don't know if you know her, but we'll give you a play by play.
that's
I'll share a video with you, then you'll
all
know who
right.
go ahead.
Rainey is this person that is always on the she says she's not left, but she is. She's hardcore left. She's argued with us many times about Republicans this, Republicans that, white supremacy this, white supremacy that. And she's usually with that guy they kept mentioning, Stitch.
Yeah, that guy. That guy.
And yeah. So, anyways, the indictment on me, why she needed to pick a bone with me, because apparently, folks, unbeknown to me, unbeknown to Keisha, I like to degrade the black community. Apparently,
All the time, every day.
every day after watching my show here on the Morning Fix, which I don't think she watches the show. To be fair, Christina, she says she doesn't recall her being here. I will say that she probably is referring to when I was live on TikTok airing this show, The Morning
Okay,
Fix.
okay, pause.
Okay, go ahead.
First of all, we
Mm.
know she doesn't watch the show because if she watched the show, she would know I sit here every day.
Oh. Look at this.
Yeah,
Uh,
that part. That
Man,
part.
we need Prince on this show a little bit more regularly, right?
Yes,
We
we do.
need
I
we need
agree.
a segment where we like have the peanut gallery with Prince, and he just comes out of nowhere with his jokes like left to the liquor store. And you're like,
We absolutely
right?
can. I would love to see his little milk dud ass head sit here anytime, any day.
And plus, we if the fighting Phils lose, I could always take dabs at that. But we can go back and forth about the madness
Anyways,
of
go
your
ahead.
hoodies.
I put black people down every day.
So apparently, I degrade black people every day, and I owe you guys an apology because, based on my thought process, I basically talk about the worst of the black community by focusing on the lowest common denominator in the crime in the black community. And therefore, I do that because of that. I constantly degrade every day. I put down black people in America every day. My entire content from the first video I uploaded on TikTok to the last video I uploaded just now with Todd Bowles, plus this show, all I do, and this is what she said, I don't know if I understood this correctly, all I do is do just that and degrade the black community.
Okay.
Said,
Well,
wow.
she got cussed the fuck out. How about that?
Why she got cussed out?
Because she's a fucking liar.
She lied. She wasn't. She
She was
what is
lying
it?
on you. She was lying on the very trifecta. That's what we're not going to do. Not in our house. So if, the female shows up into the house, guess what? The female of the house gets ready to regulate you. You
Mm.
tried me. I'm the wrong one.
So you said your blood pressure went up because of it. You had your whole blood pressure rose.
Yeah, because you know what? I don't like to yell at people. I prefer. Okay, I probably shouldn't say that.
You what? No, go for it.
I prefer to punch you.
Oh, you want to get physically violent?
Yeah, I do.
But I would never get physically violent for somebody saying
Macho, you
something
didn't
as
even say
dumb as
anything. I
that.
said, Macho, would you like to rebuttal? And you're just like, no.
Well,
Nothing to
okay,
say.
so
I
she
don't
took it a
defend
step
lies.
further.
I don't defend
She
lies.
took it a step further and she said, I probably shouldn't have brought this up here. Listen to this. This is why I didn't say anything. Because what's the point? One, I don't do that. That's number one. Number two, then you add another layer. Says, I probably shouldn't have brought this up publicly. I should have came to you privately and we could have
Oh,
had
yeah.
this private conversation. Girl, I don't know you. And if you misunderstood me publicly, what would she do when we would talk privately? Keisha, what kind of shit she would say about me if I talked to her on a one-on-one?
First of all, she wouldn't even remember what she said. She wouldn't even remember the conversation. So why are we even worried about it?
She would she remember the damn box wine she had the other night because she's
Yeah,
waking up
that's
with
about all she's
a
gonna remember.
massive hangover right now.
I
Like
mean,
it's
that whole situation was a cluster fuck of shit. And then we had Kiki to top it all off. I like Logic's idea though.
what's that? You
No
guys
star
should have no
spotlight.
star spotlight each day. No star spotlight each day. Highlight a ding dong from TikTok. Yeah, we talk about TikTok madness every day. Logic, and I won't hear the end of it after the show. Like, why the hell are we talking about this damn thing? I'm gonna be like, oh, because Keisha, this is good stuff to talk about.
Oh my god, these morons on the clock app. And
I
it's
gotta
just
deal
getting
with her
worse and worse.
wrath. I gotta
No,
deal
it's
with
getting worse
Keisha's
and
wrath.
worse. They're toxic. They're all toxic. They're liars. They throw stones in glass houses. They feel like they need to interject themselves into people's lives. Strangers, people they don't even know, interject themselves into their lives. They're just nasty people.
And you got
It's just
concubines too
nasty.
going on over
Yeah,
there.
concubines.
Everybody just jumping ship on their relationships.
Exactly, Logic. Too many feelings on the TikTok.
Well, that's what she said. She said, I feel.
Yes.
And I said, oh, I got nothing to address with this. And that it's
Yeah,
all
he
I
sure
don't
did.
why would I address the lies? Right? Why would I defend
It wasn't
what you
about no. It wasn't about that. It's just a blatant disrespect. You don't get to enter our house and get disrespectful. That we're not going to allow. That's what we're not doing.
But why would you say that? Like, first off,
Who cares why she says it? She's drunk. She's a
she
raging
is.
alcoholic. So when
Yeah.
you're drunk and you keep drinking, you say dumb things. Oh, you know what? That seems to be the motto of TikTok. I was drunk and that's why I said it. I was drunk, that's why I did it. I was drunk and that's why I lifted my shirt up. I was drunk and that's why I was
I
in the
was
shower naked.
I was looking at him. I was looking at Mancha. I just wanted to address him specifically. First off, she said so many dumb things in that live. She said no black person was able to come up off under a
The
Kardashian,
Kardashians.
and all they did was destroy black men. I'm like, which one black man did they destroy? And this is the
All
shit
of
I
them
don't like
apparently.
hearing. And then turn around and go, well, I don't give a fuck about them. I don't give a. But why are you spreading bullshit like that? First off,
Here's the
what
deal.
black man did they destroy?
Here's the deal. Anyone who's ever been affiliated and associated with the Kardashians have come up. Can we be
Or
clear?
already were on the come up. I don't know,
Yeah,
maybe.
okay, but anyone who's at we can say whatever we wanna say about the Kardashians. Their mother is a pimp your children genius. She should write a book on how to pimp your children, okay?
Oh,
How do
yeah.
you start with nothing? How do you have a sex tape and then become a billionaire?
I wouldn't say
Selling
they
wait, wait,
started
wait,
from
wait,
nothing.
selling things that have always been sold. They haven't, like, innovated anything new, okay? The things that they sell have been on the market. From a Jenner to a Kardashian, if you touch them, you will have success.
Yeah, I wouldn't say they came out of nothing, right? They had money. Daddy Kardashian had a lot of money with his firm, by the way.
What is okay, there's people who have a lot of money, we don't know who they are.
And they were one of them. They were one of them
Okay, how did we learn who the Kardashians were?
through
How did they
Kim
get a
spreading her
TV show?
legs,
That part, okay.
right? So,
Marketing
and
genius.
right. And Ray J and her come to a deal and say, all right, let's release this, well, whatever, right?
Mhm.
And because of that whole fiasco, oh, why don't it was a genius idea though, to think about it. And keeping up with the Kardashians, keeping up because the freaking sex tape was out there. So now we all of a sudden got to keep up. So we bit into it, and here we are, like what, season 18 now, keeping up with the Kardashians.
I have no idea, I don't watch that shit,
They're
so
the reason why the clock app is even, desirable, Keisha.
oh,
They're the
okay.
only reason, or why we see all this drama going on the clock
Okay.
app.
Well, you know what? They have reality TV for that. I don't wanna be bothered. So
And now you have Genchi and I Speak and Aunt Karen that everybody wants to see.
okay.
By the way,
So
Genchi is at 1 million followers now. He has a
no, he's
million,
not.
1.5. That's what he said. He has 1.5 million the other
Total
day.
between his main and his backup. He does not have 1,000,000 followers on one account. Anyways, why I don't wanna talk
Oh.
about TikTok. What's the topic of the news today,
No, no,
Eric?
no, no, no. We're gonna talk
Mhm.
about TikTok because
No,
that's okay.
we're not. We're moving on.
By the way, Genchi says that we never want to go into his space. That it's okay that he goes into other people's spaces, but we never go into his space. And fundamentally, that is bullshit. That's number one.
Who
Because
cares?
I
He has
care.
nothing of
I
anything to say or value
I
to offer the community. He's
I.
just there,
I
existing. He's whack. He
uh,
spews hatred.
he
He's
spews a lot of
horrible.
it. He spews a lot of it, and I heard he likes to open up that mouth to other things
Wow.
that we all
Wow.
go as pause
Wow.
worthy. So
Wow. Wow.
there's that. There's that.
Well,
I
I guess
got a
him and I
question.
can relate to that on that level.
Oh, you do? Okay, you do that too. Okay, got you. So, so Halloween is coming soon, and I think that this is an appropriate time, Keisha, to
Sure.
have a pre-conversation of like, damn, what the hell am I going to wear for Halloween?
Oh,
So,
I'm
are
sorry,
you
what?
into? Are you? I'm not into this, but I think we should have a conversation surrounding what should I wear for Halloween.
Okay.
Are you into
Yeah.
wearing
No,
costumes?
no.
Are you sure?
Positive.
Not even if your partner wants you to wear a costume. What you laughing about? What you laughing about?
Why are you laughing?
Because you have that smirk on your face. Because I'm talking about putting on a costume, and I'm like, but what if your partner wants you to wear like something nice
Okay, sure.
and wants
Not
you to
for
wear
Halloween?
like a huh
You mean not for Halloween?
for Halloween like a costume? Would you wear a costume? Just any kind of costume,
For
Keisha?
Halloween?
Yeah.
No, I don't dress up
What
for Halloween. I don't do Halloween.
have you ever dressed up for Halloween?
Maybe a couple times.
All right, let
Maybe a
me.
couple times in, like,
What
my
were you?
younger years. Shit, I don't know if I can remember.
Well, remember.
No.
All
Why
right.
would I
So,
remember?
did
For
you have
what?
your
Like, it's
kids
so irrelevant.
celebrate? Did you have your kids celebrate Halloween?
My kids did not celebrate Halloween. My children went trick-or-treating until they were maybe about 10, and then they were no longer
Mm.
allowed to go.
Nobody wanted
Nobody
to go
wanted
to
to
the
go to the
wasteland.
Yeah, and then they weren't allowed to go anymore. I think it was like 10 maybe I stopped them from trick or treating.
Why?
Because trick-or-treating is for little kids. It's
And
for the
what's wrong?
little
Wait,
children.
wait. A 10-year-old is not a little person. Oh, you're talking about like 6 years old, 5 years
Yeah, like
old.
the young kids. That's what trick-or-treating's for. It's fun for them. Like, why does a damn teenager need to be trick-or-treating? That's ridiculous.
So you cap it, is what you're saying. You're
Yes,
like,
I capped it. Yes, they're not allowed to go trick-or-treating. Here's a
right.
bag of candy. Eat it. Like,
Okay.
why
So you just go out. I mean, all right, I'm just saying. I was still trick or treating at like 10 years old or whatever. Anyways,
Oh, mine. They weren't allowed.
okay. So you didn't dress up. Did you go to Halloween parties
No, I don't do Halloween. Like, it's just
at
not.
all?
No, it's just not. I mean, I will pass out candy to the little kids because they're cute. I like to see the little children dressed up and tickety. They can barely talk. I love it. But outside of that, I don't do any Halloween. Nothing. It's not a holiday in which I am
You know
active
where
in.
you need to go. You need to go to a haunted house. You
For
need to go
what?
to a
For
because
what?
they do all these nice little
No,
things. You walk through the
no, I don't do
maze.
anything related to Halloween. It's pointless. Like, I'm not like
Where's your
trying to
spirit?
conjure.
Where
I'm not.
is your
I'm not
spirit?
trying to conjure the dead. Like, there's nothing about Halloween that
Like,
I
let's lay
like.
on a grave. Let's lay on a grave.
Yeah,
You
there's.
know.
I mean, it's not my thing. So I don't do Halloween.
Is it because you're are like a religious person? Is that what it is?
Yeah, like
Or
I'm not religious. I'm spiritual.
I'm spiritual. I'm one with nature. Oh God.
No, not with nature.
Yes, Lord. Yes, Lord. Yes,
But
Lord.
no, that I
Okay.
just don't do it. Like, I just don't see a purpose in it. I mean, I'm not mad at
Anyways,
anybody who does. What would you like to
uh,
dress up as?
no, I don't dress up.
The Great
I've
Black
never,
Pumpkin?
I've never dressed up. But I always find it interesting. I go to haunted houses. I've been
Oh, yeah,
to.
no, I don't do any of that.
I like seeing scary movies. I love
They're
scary
not
movies, by the
scary.
way.
How can they be scary? It's a movie.
What do you? Whoa. What do you mean?
What's scary about it? It's a movie. You
First
know
of
it's
all,
fake.
I'll put your ass in front of a scary ass movie and I'll watch your blood pressure rise. Watch.
It's
All right.
fake. Good morning.
What you mean it's fake? What's up, Laura? How you doing? Good morning. What you mean? What you mean? What you mean? Okay, listen. We all know it's a movie. We all know it's fake. But you mean to tell me you ain't jumping out your chair with some weird, crazy, insidious,
No.
violent, disgusting, decrepit noise?
No, there's no such thing as a scary movie. They're movies, therefore they're no longer scary.
Okay.
It's a
So you
movie. You know it's fake. You know it's
I
make
already
believe. What are
know
you
you
scared of?
probably sit down, watch it, and you hear those ba-dum weird noises, and you see a
No,
flash image, and I know you do the popping. I know you do.
never.
Never.
No, it's not. If it's not scary, it's fake. You know it's fake. You know it's not real. What are you scared of?
Because it's the noise, it's the flash images, it's all of that. What do you mean
Fresh
it's because
Reese's
it's
cups and Snickers.
who
That's
said
the best
that?
thing about Halloween.
Yeah. I love first
No.
off, I love Reese's peanut butter cup. That's my
So does my
favorite.
son. That's his favorite. Robert's
I
favorite.
love my girl. I love Reese's pieces.
Speaking of Robert, I
Reese's
need to
peanut
call
butter
him.
cup.
He didn't call me back.
Yeah, is he all right? Is he okay? Because like he came up real quick there. You're like, damn, I want him to check up on him. Or you just being
Well,
motherly? Are you
I think
being
he was
motherly?
no, he was supposed to have a doctor's appointment, I think, and I can't remember the date, and I think it was already passed, and I called him yesterday, and he didn't answer. Let me call him right now. Let's see if he answers. And he didn't call me back.
Why are you gonna call him while we're you better let his ass know we're live.
I don't have to
Like
tell him anything. Who cares? He doesn't care.
I was 30 minutes late, not an hour.
Roberto.
Hello?
Roberto.
Hello, yeah.
Did you see I called you yesterday?
No.
Okay. Why you didn't call me back? Because you
I
didn't pay
didn't see that you
attention.
called me.
Yeah, you're a liar. I pay for your cell phone and you don't even pay attention that I called. Did you
Rob,
have your doctor's appointment?
don't bite the bait,
Yeah,
Rob. Don't take it.
Oh, you want to talk about it? I tried to call you the other day. So how about that? You didn't call me back.
I didn't receive a call.
No. I don't want to hear none of that. No.
Whatever, dude. Okay, I'm on live on my podcast, so I was just calling you. I'll call you later when I'm done. You can tell me about the appointment.
Disrespectful.
All right, then.
I love you.
Love you, bye.
Bye. Okay.
Why are you coming at even if he don't have to pick up the phone to you?
Oh, yes, he does. I pay the bill.
So what? That's your
Yeah.
choice to pay the damn bill, not his.
No, I'm sorry. What did you just say? So what?
Yeah, so what?
No. No, I'm his mother. When I call, you answer.
See, I would purposely, because of that statement right there.
And you would be purposely
I-
disconnected and have no phone to talk to anybody. How about that?
It's
Run
called I
that.
got a job, mom.
Run
I got a
that.
job. That's what I was saying.
He has a very good job. Not only does he have a very good job, he
And I
does
pay.
everything.
I got to pay my own bills.
Yeah,
I
he
pay my
pays his
own
own bills
rent.
too. He pays his own bills too, but the fact of the matter
Mm.
is I pay a cell phone bill because it's cheaper for me to pay it than it is for him. But when I call as his mother, I don't care if I paid the bill or not. You better answer.
Nah, he got another lady in his life, and it
That's
ain't
fine.
you.
He
Okay.
does. He does, but the fact
All
of the
right.
matter is I'm his mother. I
So
gave him life. I carried him in my
that's
womb.
done. That's cap.
He will answer the phone.
Timeout on the field. Flag on the play. You
There's
are
no
not
flag on the play.
primary. Yes, there is a yellow flag on the field right there,
There was no penalty.
and
I didn't even have a penalty.
there's a penalty on the play.
What was the penalty?
Thinking that you're primary right now. You're not
No, I don't think
primary.
I'm primary. I don't think I'm no, 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 hold up. I raised a man, so I recognize
I
that the
need to
woman
get
in his
I
life
need to get a
is the
flag here every
first.
now and
The
then.
second thing is this, he's my kid. I'm his mother. If I ring
I
his
gotta
phone, answer it.
I gotta get one of those. I'm getting a yellow. You know what? I'm gonna order a yellow flag. So
Oh, no
every
one's
time you
listening,
say something out of
Macho.
pocket, we
Look
could
at
do it
all
to
the
each
people
other.
agreeing with me in the comments. You're the
Don't
only outcaster.
don't manipulate. Don't mass manipulation of the chat. Don't do
No,
that.
they're agreeing with me. You're the one talking nonsense. I'm
No,
his mother, and if I
no,
call, he will answer.
uh, uh.
What?
I'm what.
What are you doing right now? What's happening? What is that?
Here's what we're gonna do.
No, we're not
Here's what
doing
we're gonna
anything.
do.
I wanna know what that is. Like, are you trying to, like, enter what the
We're gonna get a flag.
Oh my
You
god.
get one. You get one. I get one. Anytime I say out of pocket, you throw the flag. We'll have
No,
throwing the
I'm gonna
flag
start coming in
session.
as a co-host, and then that way I can just remove you from the whole screen, just be like, "Bloop, you're outta here. You're outta
You're
here."
ejected from the game, sir.
Anyways, so, like I was saying, you guys
When listen to me, folks. Okay, I can mute her mic right now as we speak. I could do it. Could see her on my little screen. She's got that face. Look at her. Look at
Sure.
her. Lynn,
You
you become a man. Mom is like, I'll check up on you later. Okay,
No, no, no.
guys.
No, 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 no. You see how you're, like, totally deflecting from it? I called him,
Okay,
therefore, he needs to answer my call.
Christine, go back
I
to
don't
bed.
understand what you're missing.
She's like, go back to bed. We'll take it from here. Thank you.
Yeah, I don't even know what you're missing. You're such a dodo. Like,
What's
really?
Man, I like messing with her because she wants to be all dominant and run things out here and then want to show
Wait,
everybody,
no,
look, I'm
first of
dominating
all,
over my son.
hold on.
I'm
No, no, no.
dominating over my grown
I'm not
man's son in front of everybody.
dominating over my grown son. What I'm doing is, as his mother saying, when I call, answer the phone. If you're busy and you can't, you need to call me back. What is that dominating? You sound crazy right now.
Yeah. I'm a little different. I play I'm like, oh, they don't want to pick up. They're probably busy. It's all
No,
right. I'm
I
busy
don't give a
too.
shit about him being busy. He needs to answer my call, and he needs to call me back because I wanna know what the doctor said. So he knows
All
why. You
right.
heard him say it.
What do you think about grown people wearing like costumes that are for pretend children? What do you think about that?
Well, we're seeing that every day. I mean,
I think that's disgusting, by the way.
well, you know, we could have a whole the problem is our whole world right now is make believe, so
Well, yeah, you could say that until you got a grown ass man and woman dressed up, whatever, and messing around with these damn kids. We could say all that we want, make believe that we want,
right? Yeah.
right?
I don't like it. I think I
Thank you,
think it's
Prince.
inappropriate,
Thank you,
but I
Prince.
don't understand, like, I don't know. I mean, I don't know. It's whatever.
So
Halloween.
in before we get to this video clip on Halloween, real quick, in New York City, it's an excuse for people to be scandalous and dress half naked, dress like a child. Grown ass women dressed as little schoolgirls. No, that's disgusting. Stop it. We need to stay in our lane. That's number one. Number two, I hate the fact that we have this disgusting Puerto Rican. I said disgusting Puerto Rican.
Wow.
Disgusting costume Halloween freaking parade here in New York City. What do we need that for? You guys are ruining the freaking traffic on a Monday. We're gonna have a freaking parade on a Monday, Keisha. And you're gonna have people waltzing around acting crazy and then putting masks on their face and justifying the reason to break the law. That's what they're gonna be doing.
Yeah. Well, they've
They're
already
gonna
done
be they're gonna be groping women out there. That's what they're gonna be doing too. They're gonna be groping them.
that. Okay. Well, if you put yourself in that situation, things can happen.
No, you can't say that. You know they'll say, oh, you can't say that. Just because I dress half naked don't mean I consented to touch.
Okay.
Yeah, but they act like they all right, you didn't consent to touch, but you didn't consent to looking either when you came out like looking like that, right? Now you got every
Well,
man
here's the
talking at you.
problem, right? If we subject ourselves to being objects, sometimes people touch objects.
The
That's
devil
right,
is a
Matthew.
lie. The devil
The
is a
devil
liar
is a
for a
lie.
fact. For a fact. I was thinking about that every time I heard Rainey saying some dumbass comment out of her mouth. The devil is a damn lie. All right.
Okay.
Let's look at this clip here, Keisha.
Oh my God, what is
Follow-
this?
Look at this. Look at him. Look at him. You see him? Let's see.
Yeah.
This is a costume, by the way. Some costume
God.
From the
ideas.
Hawkins Laboratory will be your most terrifying ally.
Ooh.
Look, the texture of his body resembles raw flesh.
Ooh.
His face is an exact representation of terror, and watch out for his claws. He seems so
That's
real
pretty
he could
legit.
scare you. To death, of course. Although it's a very elaborate costume, you may start by buying a mask for around $20 and get creative for the
Not
rest.
bad.
Would you dare to?
Not bad. That looks like a nice costume. What do you guys think of that one?
Okay.
What do you guys think of that?
Stupid.
And we have Wednesday. We have Wednesday here.
outfit?
Someone that's been
Just make sure you give your skin a pale finish, and you must look annoyed and emotionless. That's the secret.
Did you like the Adams? Or are you not into movies? You're not into all of this stuff.
No, but I mean, I probably would make a great Wednesday.
Okay, there you go. Now we're getting somewhere. There goes your spirit. There we go. What else we got here? She-Hulk.
Be sure to paint your entire body and her color right down to your hair. And copy her intellectual look with the tailored skirt, blouse, bag, and glasses for the final touch.
I don't really need any of that. I'm a
She-Hulk. Nice. Not bad. That's a nice idea. What else do we have here?
That's so lame. It's just like a lot
We
of wasted
have-
energy.
We have the Pirates. Or what else?
is
I don't
this?
know what the hell this is, but that guy looks strange.
Like straw hat, of course. It's really simple. But if your savings are still not enough, you must check this low-cost version that includes a hat with a red ribbon, blue cropped pants, and a red towel as a vest.
I have no idea what person that is, and it looks disgusting. We have some weird Dracula woman here. What else?
Oh, is
do
there
we
any
have?
costume for Black people?
Is there wait, is there like a specific costume? What do you want? Count Blackula? Like from
Maybe.
like
I don't know, but all the people are white, and they said like, I'm just confused right now.
well, Halloween's dominated by white supremacy. Kiki would explain that. We have I guess is this a Lost Boys costume, I guess? By the way, I love that movie. Love the Lost Boys. Did you
AJ
like
is so. You know what? He needs to be on timeout.
what did AJ say? I don't see it in the chat here. What did he say?
First of all, he said he's wearing Champs Touch his butt. Now he says I'm dressing up as a cock ring.
Oh. First off, let's all be reminded how he was talking about how she needs to relax his jaw. The arbitrary someone out there he was talking to, she need to relax her jaw. He was getting real Howard Stern.
You know what?
up in
I'm
there.
gonna dress up as buffering AJ.
We have Spider-Man or Spider-Woman,
That's what I'm gonna-
whatever the case.
That's what I'm gonna dress up as, buffering
Would-
AJ.
Have you ever been to Comic-Con? Ever?
Really? Why the?
You ever? No? I like getting you going here. We have this other weird costume here. What else we have? What else? How about
There's
Top
no
Gun?
news.
What about Top Gun?
To
here?
be honest, it looks quite comfortable and safe. The best thing is that it has versions for men and women.
Oh, this is not bad. I would wear this to a party. You know why? Because it's like it's comfortable and you don't have to worry about keeping up. You know, all you gotta do is wear sunglasses, and I got my round belly in like
So
a
you have to pee.
onesie. But that's the whole thing. You go into the bathroom. See that zip? You see the zipper area here, Keisha? Are you witnessing this? All you have to
If you
do.
dare to wear
All you have to do is drop, zip, right there, and then
No, I
you're
have to
good to
take
go.
it all the way off. Actually,
Well-
I have to pull the
Well,
entire
yeah,
thing
because
off.
you gotta sit down and do your thing or whatever. We got a
Yeah.
Michael Myers.
Without a doubt, the world icon of Halloween couldn't be missing. This serial killer has been and continues to be the favorite of
All right, classic. classic. We could always go Michael Myers, and that's Doctor Strange. We have Doctor Strange here. Probably not that expensive.
This
These
is
are some
such a
costume
waste of our
ideas.
time right now.
What do you mean this is a waste of time? It's the time of year. It's the time of year. Get
No
your
one
hot
cares.
apple cider. Okay, go to a
Okay,
haunted house.
first
Take
of all,
your
hot apple
hey.
cider has nothing to do with Halloween.
What do you? It's the fall time when you go apple picking. You make hot apple cider. What are you talking
Okay,
about?
but that has nothing to do with Halloween. It's the fall. It has everything to do with fall, nothing to do with Halloween.
Halloween is in the fall. Wait,
Oh my
don't do that. Don't do the I'm annoyed blink.
Oh
What
my
are you
god.
blinking rapidly for
Oh my
over
god.
there?
Because it has nothing to do with Halloween and everything to do with the fact that it's fall.
Yeah, but that all I said is when you go to the haunted house, grab some hot apple cider. You chilling with the family. Maybe you just took this girl out you've been trying to take out for a while, and you wanted to get scared, or you taking her to the movies. Because the trick was, and is you take a girl that you're interested into the movies, and it has to be scary because she's gonna cuddle up. She's gonna break the ice and cuddle up next to you. Then you're not doing that weird, reach over. You remember back in the day? All right, come on, Keisha.
No, actually, my generation was cooler, so we didn't do lame things like that.
Oh God.
Remember, I'm a Gen Xer.
So
It
you
doesn't get
mean
much
you
better than
just
this.
what do you mean it was cooler? Like what do you mean? Like there wasn't
We're
no
Gen Xers, so
finesse.
we
There was
we
no
are
finesse way. There was
no,
no
no.
finesse way to bring the arm over your
We're the
shoulder, is what
elite.
you're saying?
We're the elite of the elite. Don't mess with the Gen Xers. It doesn't get better
Stop,
than that generation. We are
stop it.
fire. We're just too forward, too bold. We don't care. We're not playing around. Like, come here, girl. Let me get close to me.
It's
You know what I'm
because
saying?
of your generation, okay,
Mhm.
while we have
Yeah.
a bunch of sissy people who are afraid to feel and everything's all sensitive. And I don't like the fact that you
I'm
said
sorry.
that.
I'm sorry. What generation?
Your generation, Gen X. How did we
No.
get here? How did we get here?
You just heard my son. Does he sound sensitive? I raised 2 little mini Gen Xers. Stop it.
Uh, all
Whatever.
right. So before you go, let's do something real serious.
Okay.
Right here. Like I said, I wanted to cover the walkaway. And plus, I like to see Keisha get revved up. If you guys haven't noticed already, I like to raise her blood pressure and really get her blinking rapidly like she normally does. And then say, this is bullshit. This is bullshit. That's
And
her
I don't
favorite
sound
word.
like that.
Bullshit. And you must got me fucked up. What else does Keisha say? Everybody, put it in the chat of
Okay,
all of
first of all, I
Keisha's
don't say
liners.
bullshit that often. That's not my favorite word. My favorite word is fuck. And every
Yeah,
derivative
that's
of
number
it.
one. That's number
That's my
one.
favorite word.
Everyone in the
So
chat,
that's my favorite
everyone.
word in every derivative of it. So any way that you can use it,
I'm gonna
I
mute her
like to
mic.
use
I'm
it.
gonna mute her mic. All right.
Continue.
Look at it. Look at it. Hold up, is one of them. I don't care. I don't care. Talk your shit, everybody. Talk your shit. You must got me fucked up. You must got me fucked up. There it is. There it is.
Oh my god.
What else is Keisha's line?
Wait. That's true. I do say I don't care all the time.
We are
Yeah, you
gonna
guys
put
know me
this on a
well.
t-shirt here. I don't want to
You
forget
guys know me
you
well.
done
This is
got me
pretty
fucked
good.
up. You hold up. This is bullshit. Why are we talking
Wait,
about
listen.
this? What else?
Oh my god,
Listen.
listen.
Listen. Also, I don't know if you guys realize what she's
Oh
doing
my
lately,
god.
and she's thinking that I'm not hearing it through these big, ugly, disgusting headphones. Where
Oh
she
my
goes,
god.
shh. Where she goes, shh. Y'all peep that?
This is fantastic. This is
You ain't,
fantastic. I
you ain't
love
gonna
it.
be shitting me, girl. You ain't gonna be shitting
I
me,
love
all right?
it. Oh, look.
Uh,
So what we're not
here we go.
gonna fucking
So what we're not
do.
gonna fucking do, you ain't gonna
Oh my
disrespect
god.
the
That was
house.
oh my god. That was good.
So
So
number
move
one, if
along,
we
right?
rate it, move along. Yeah, I'm bored, right? That's more AJ.
Okay.
That's more AJ. AJ.
Okay.
Okay. You
Okay.
motherfuckers, you motherfucker. All right. So everything with the fuck is number one for Keisha.
Okay. Yeah.
Everything with that. and then
That was
everything
good.
rest. You guys can rate what else comes next. Anyway, so let's rev up
That
Keisha
was
and let's
good.
see what comes out of her mouth. Is America systemically racist? This was covered on the walkaway panel that GothX moderated when we covered it earlier in the week. But let's cover this here.
Depending on your belief, how do our laws and our Constitution either support systemic racism or protect Black Americans from systemic racism by guaranteeing freedom and equality? Right, team? First panelist, you have 2 minutes.
No. I agree with Kamala Harris and Representative Jim Clyburn and Joe Biden and Tim Scott that America is not a systemically racist country. There are vestiges of racism that obviously exist in a country. When you build a country.
That bothers me right there. Just that whole you must got me fucked.
That part.
Where many people consider slavery America's greatest sin, the original sin. When you build a country that is purposely discriminated against people of African descent, it's hard to argue that there won't be vestiges.
See, listen. This is the side, by the way, this is supposed to be the conservative side, the right-leaning side. What the hell are you using a word like vestiges? Like, what? It sounds like this man just walked away from the left and he's still using their terminology. Like, what the hell? Vestiges. All right, here we go.
From those years. Now, we've come a very long way. The question about whether or not we're still a systemically racist country, I think that there are, well, not I think, the fact that all of us are sitting here on this panel is a testament to how far we've come. The fact that there is a mixed group of people in this room is a testament to how far we've come.
All right, I do not like this argument. This falls flat on its face. Just because you have the presence of a body of people and the diversity or engaging and having this country conversation does not mean the revelation of how far we've come. No, you could simply just make it very clear. We're not in chains. We're not being told we're property. We are moving about freely. We can start our businesses. No matter what hurdles are in front of us, we can do what we couldn't do at some point in history of this country. We've not only come a long way, in my argument, we've arrived.
Right.
Stop it with the hell with, we come a long way, but we have a long way to go. Stop it with the bullshit left talking narrative. That's what pisses me off. It's always like that. Like I gave that example. Not I got revved up. Now this is supposed to get you revved. I fell into it. Anyways, it frustrates the mess out of me because it gives me this depiction of the Honey I Shrunk the Kids. I forgot which part of the which series of the movie, but when the kids got shrunk and the ant, they were like literally on the ant in the front yard, and they had to put something in front of the ant to move the ant forward. You remember this part of the movie? And anyways,
No.
it's just a way to keep us moving forward in terms of picking the crumbs. But you have to remind yourself that someone is steering you. No one is steering us. No one steers Keisha to go and do what she did with her life and then marry and have kids and raise her children and to be here and how we met to this day. And the same goes for AJ. The same goes for myself. The same goes for Prince and the steps he's taken to become. Who's steering us? No one's steering us. So we didn't come a long way. We've arrived. And we are our own individual people. And we need to make that argument more clear and stop with this whole, I'm going to appeal to the left here. This is bullshit.
No, America is not a systemic racist country, but there are vestiges that still exist today that both Republicans and Democrats have been working on. That's why Donald Trump did the work that he did when he was in office around the First Step Act, and many things that he did around our HBCUs, many things that he did around, even if you look at NIH, making minorities competitive for NIH grants.
Who does he
These are
represent?
the things that the federal government does, our local government does, to deal with
He's
those vestiges.
He's on the right side of the argument. That's what
So this is the black person they found to represent us. Great.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's ridiculous.
Vestiges.
Yeah.
Are there problems?
He said vestiges
Absolutely.
again.
It's hard to deny.
He said vestiges
Are
again.
there disparities that exist? It's hard to deny that when you see it in your face. But are we this angry, systemic?
What disparities?
Macho, I probably stopped listening to this guy speak like 45 seconds ago. I hear nothing that's coming out of his mouth. Like literally, I didn't hear a sound until you started
Like
speaking.
really, Gothex? We couldn't get Craig up there. Really, Gothex? We couldn't get like what? Who is this person?
Why is he talking like that?
Like really, we couldn't get like Colin Noir up there. Who else?
Good morning.
Who else would have? We could have got Prince up there. Did a better job than this.
Anyone
What
could have
is
did a
this?
better job. The dog. Like it doesn't even matter. Like I don't even know who this guy is. He's not a representation of us.
See now, this is where Rainey's gonna use this and be like, "This is how we denigrate the black." You said, but you compared the black. You said a dog could have did better than the black man. That's what you're saying.
No, I'm saying my dog could have did better than this man. I don't really give a shit that he's black.
I love it. I
Racist
love
country that can't move on. You know, we're still back in the 1800s. We're absolutely not. And again, the fact that we're all here on this stage together is a testament to just how
false conflation. False conflation.
I think I nodded off.
Being here and all that is not a testament. That's stupid. Civil war is a testament. Law.
No, this is a testament. Okay, stop putting
far
down
we
the
come. We still have a way to go, but we've come a very, very long way.
We got ways to go.
Thank you.
We got ways to go. Wait a minute.
Left team? Yeah.
He sounds like he's on the left. You ain't fooling me. We got ways to go.
Well, let's hear what the left team has to say.
2 minutes.
She holding her mic up to her face.
Is America a systemically racist country?
Oh, no.
Well, let's just ask this question. If a person has rights under the Constitution, which is a contract, let's start there. The Constitution is a contract. It says in the event that we don't agree to be governed anymore, we have the right to overthrow the government. And we saw on January 6th that certain people decided to enforce that contract. They went to the steps of the Capitol and said, you know what, we don't like the way our government is working, and we decide that we want to change it. The problem is that there are certain people who do not have the same rights. And no matter what you believe, like I said.
How did they find, why is Rainey's cousin up here? What's going on here?
Here we go.
What is she talking about? There's a contract. There's a contract.
Here we go.
Said the Dred Scott case is very critical because that case said there is no right that America has to respect for the Negro. And so then you get people who, fast forward, are still not equal. So how do we know they're not equal? Well, according to the 13th Amendment, that was supposed to free the slaves, right? But there's a loophole in the 13th Amendment. It says that that every man shall be free except in the instance of
what?
If he's convicted of a crime. So what do we?
Because what does that render the man? Dum-dum. It renders the man a slave. You can't put someone in captive and call him a free person. Stupid. Like, what are we talking about here? That's why you become a slave. You become property to the state because you violated the law, so you're no longer free. We can't contradict ourselves when we are practicing law. So if you're going to get your freedoms revoked, what are you called? A slave. For goodness sakes. Holy smokes. Why do we get triggered off of this shit? I got triggered. Look at me again.
What is happening?
Look at me again. This is supposed to be for you to get triggered.
What is
not
happening?
Me.
You know, it's very interesting that they round these brown-skinned people up. This woman, if I recall, has multiple degrees, remember? Multiple degrees. Yet she's speaking as though she's still on the plantation. It's very fascinating. It's very fascinating to be free, highly educated, and dumb.
Doesn't sound like she's that much free, huh?
She's an idiot. She's an idiot.
There goes another there it goes. There's another phrase. She's an idiot.
Like, you're literally standing on a platform. You've already told us that you have multiple degrees, Yet you're talking about there's a loophole in the amendment. No, the loophole is, bitch, don't commit crimes.
Yeah.
Like
It's not
you sound dumb. You sound dumb.
and
You're
stop
dumb.
justifying your excuses by saying this is why they made this clause. First off, this clause in servitude and in slavery is meant for every American who violates the law, by the way.
Whatever. She's an idiot. Are we
So we have many white people, more white people than black people, incarcerated right now that fall under that 13th Amendment. Dum dum. Like what are we talking about here?
Well, let her finish. She's gonna tell
Okay.
us as she's
All right.
you know.
Let's let the smart person talk. We're not
Yes.
smart.
We
Oh.
have there. Well, you just passed slavery from being on a plantation,
Yep.
and you move it right over to the criminal justice system.
There it is.
And we shuttle people through our criminal
look at
justice
that,
system on a
Esquire.
daily basis. So slavery never
Whoa, whoa, whoa,
disappeared.
whoa,
It was
whoa,
never-
whoa, 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 whoa.
Look at that. Esquire.
Wait. Is there a way I could zoom in on it? She is an Esquire?
Esquire.
Folks,
Esquire.
there's
Look
a
at that.
difference between going to school to be a lawyer and graduating, getting your
Yes.
Juris Doctorate, but to
And
being
passing
an
the bar.
Esquire is means she passed the bar.
Yes.
She passed the bar. And she's talking this bullshit.
Esquire.
Oh
Yes.
my God, I can't take it. I can't take it. So you're talking about legal documents, and you're misleading the public
Mhm.
of what those legal documents. And first off, when you go to law school, they talk to you specifically about these amendments. How did that slip her?
The problem is she's an activist. So she's doing her
Ah,
job. She's doing her job. She's doing exactly what she's been trained to do.
we got a Ellie Mistal in the building.
Take it apart, right?
Take it apart. Yeah.
Find the holes, Swiss cheese.
And
Let's figure it out.
let's rewrite the Constitution, because let's be honest, the Constitution is trash. The Constitution is trash. It was written for white supremacists.
Hi, Kiki. Good morning, Kiki.
Oh,
I'm
for
just
heaven's
saying, I
sakes.
mean, ultimately. So go ahead.
Let's see.
never outlawed. What does that mean? That means that certain people are still legally second-class citizens in America. And we still
As they
have
should
that,
be.
and we know that that exists. So the mere fact of the matter is yes, we still have a systematic integration of slavery into our country simply because everyone's not even legally a citizen. Everyone's not free.
Wow.
That's why there's still systematic racism.
All right, thank you very much. Before we continue, I just want
You know what I I have also another issue is, if you can point out the problem, what's the alternative?
Well, you see, she just told a bald-faced lie.
What was it? Look at
Going to
AJ. Look at
prison.
AJ. Look at AJ. Look at
Going to prison doesn't make you not a citizen.
what does it make you?
You're still a citizen. She said there's people that are not citizens. Well, who are those people? The people who came
Well,
here illegally carrying mattresses?
the way she, oh my God, the way she validates it is by saying, does a person who commit a felony have the right to vote, right? This was prior to the passing of, or the adjustments of this. You commit a certain felony, you have the right to vote. Therefore, you're a second-class citizen because you don't have the right to vote anymore because you done been convicted of a crime in which you had to serve in servitude and slavery. And I'm triggered by the word slavery. So therefore, I'm going to label you as a second-class citizen.
Well, not every single crime should be spending all this time in jail or prison. I mean, some of the things that people are in jail for are lame. Okay, we can all admit to that. Some of
From what
these people,
yeah,
and that should have the harshest time, get the least amount of time.
from
So-
what I've seen, and I've only seen a snippet, is anyone who commits large, like, money crimes
Yeah.
are the ones that get the highest times in this country. Like, you can kill someone, you just do about a decade. But go ahead and rob a Fortune 500 company of all of its money, and you'll do 30 years. And I was like, wait, how does what?
Child
What?
molesters too. Think about child molesters. They get nothing.
Oh, child molesters get like 2 years, slap on the hand, and all right, put them on some list, maybe for about 5 years, maybe.
Or do it again. Well, no, you're
Maybe.
supposed to be registered for a lifetime, but it doesn't matter because, the further away you get from the date, the more people justify it and say, "Oh, it's so long ago." Oh, okay.
Why are money crimes more penalized in this country?
Because that's what matters to people, money.
Does that have anything to do with the rationality we hear on TikTok about, oh, we're states of commerce?
I don't know. It's a good question. No, well, we're a country that doesn't value life. I mean, that's why we want to pass crazy abortion laws.
Facts. Oh, God. Just the common sense. It just hurt my brain.
I want to welcome our third panelist for the left, Rashad Singleton. Rashad is a 7-time published author and entrepreneur from Campbellton, Florida. Sorry about that.
Okay, you should be a little bit more happy. You're published. You're well-renowned. There you go, Rashad. Come on, be happy, brother.
Rashad was selected to be a part of the New York Knicks Summer League team in 2009. He also played professional overseas basketball for 12 years. Rashad wrote The Hypocrisy of Democracy, How the American Dream Became the African American Nightmare.
Wait.
AJ.
Hold on. Let me just make a quick note.
Okay, go ahead.
What was the name of that book? Rewind that back.
God, I didn't hear it because AJ made a comment. All right, let me rewind it back. All right, let's see.
Before we continue, I just want to welcome Rashad is a 7-time published author and entrepreneur from Campbellton, Florida. Sorry about that. Rashad was selected to be a part of the New York Knicks Summer League team in 2009. He also played professional overseas basketball for 12 years. Rashad wrote The Hypocrisy of Democracy, How the American Dream Became the African American Nightmare, Ode to the Black...
Whoa. Now I got it. Which one was it? The Hypocrisy of Democracy?
No, the second one, How the American Dream Became the African American Nightmare.
How the American Dream Became the African American Nightmare?
I'm about to read that. What's homie's name? Rashad Singleton. Yeah, let me grab that. Go ahead.
That'll be a quick weekend read. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I'm about to grab that right now. Hold on.
But how do you deal with material that you adamantly disagree with? Like, would you read the entire book, or halfway through you're like, I can't?
No, I would read it. I read the book with the kids about. I still
like. Would you read How to Be an Anti-Racist?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, there you go. For any of you who would say, well, you guys don't even understand my argument. There you go. Miss Keisha over here would read your material and still call you dumb.
Yeah, and still call you dumb. Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Well, because people don't like, I mean, this guy, the problem is when you become an author, generally the things that you write are your perspective of things. So I would like to understand how the American dream became the African American nightmare. I would really be intrigued by that because I'm sorry, we're living our best lives right now. So, but I would like to know
best life, baby. Living our best life.
I'm always fascinated by the people who have had the advantages of traveling overseas and playing basketball and being on the Clippers Summer League and doing all these amazing things. Highly educated people, college degrees, are here to tell us about the American nightmare for Black people.
First
It's
off,
fascinating.
He was on the New York Knicks Summer League. Get it correct. Okay.
What did I say?
Clippers.
Oh, whatever.
You got California on your mind, girl. He was in New York. All right.
Black Queen, God's greatest creation, and Arise, Brother, This Is Your Call. Ode to the Black Queen, God's great American dream became the African American nightmare. Ode to the Black Queen, God's greatest creation, and Arise, Brother, This Is Your Call to Black Kings. He created the National Reparations League in 2020 with the sole purpose of uniting people across the country to fight and demand reparations for the descendants of enslaved people and Jim Crow. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Black Lives Matter.
Okay, now we're going to kick it back to the right side. Panelist 2, you have 1 minute.
Sure. Is America a systemically racist country? No, it is not. It is a country teeming with opportunity. You don't have to deny America's ugly racial history to be able to affirm that. But the notion that criminals are second-class citizens.
What did he say? You don't have to deny America's slave history to deny that America is not systemically racist. I already like this argument. I
can't
already
even
like it.
find these fools' books. Go ahead.
What do you mean? What happened?
I can't even find the books. I found the one, the hypocrisy of democracy. I want the black one. They're moving us out. America's dark history of gentrification.
She said, "I want the black one."
What? That's the one I want.
You don't want the hypocrisy of the democracy is not black enough for you?
No, I want the one about how being America's made black people a nightmare, or whatever the hell the stupid title was.
How the American dream became the African Americans'
Well,
nightmare.
they just named off 7 titles, and I found 2.
Rashard Singleton. Did you spell the
I got
name?
him. Yes, I'm looking at his name right now. The hypocrisy of democracy, and then it has 87 reviews. He has 5 whole stars. And then this one, they're moving us out. What?
No, just the way you said it. Like, I want the black one.
What? That's the one I want.
Oh, God. All right.
And I hear this trotted out often, along with the stat that, the majority of black people who are incarcerated are there for low-level drug crimes, which is false. In fact, if you look at state prisons where the vast majority of the prison population is, murder is the second leading cause of incarceration for black males, and homicide is the leading cause of death for young black men between the ages of 15 and 24. So if your position is that because guys who either rob or steal or carjack in their communities who may look like me
50.
are second-class citizens, then I would have to accept that. Other thing I'll say is this: if America was actually a systemically racist country towards black and brown people, the left would not promote immigration in the way that it does. Because if I went to a restaurant that gave me bad service, the last thing I would do was tell all my friends and family to go there as well.
All right.
Just so you guys know, Rashad Singleton has a TikTok.
Also, the left cares about second-class citizenship. Why do they not honor the very citizen that exists in the womb? Right. So
I already said that. All right.
Yeah.
I have to get ready to bounce, so you can finish this.
Any last words before you hit the plank?
Make sure you guys go follow Rashad Singleton on TikTok.
I'm following that, man. Well, I'm following after you.
Hold on, let me just tell you guys. Hold on. He has a whole, let's get it clear here. 332 followers. His last video he posted was basically making fun of a white people in the choir singing. He's making fun of that. So make sure you go follow him. I'm gonna try to find the black book. Until then.
Wait. It's not a black book. What? Why you keep saying that? It's not a black book. It's how the American dream became the African American's nightmare.
Yeah, it's a black book. It's about the black people. I don't understand what the problem is.
Oh, that kills me.
Well, I mean, he says in his bio, he says black power, reparations. So, I mean, I'm assuming that all his books are black, like black people.
Black on black.
I mean, we're not black, so it doesn't even matter. But anyway,
right. All we do here is denigrate. All we do is denigrate the
Oh,
black
no.
community.
We. No, not we.
Oh, I do. My bad.
You.
Excuse me.
That's because people don't realize you're black. I already know that's what it is. That's why they.
But does that matter though? Like to have to like let people know?
It does.
Because no, it doesn't. It doesn't matter because they say people like Candace Owens is touting to white supremacy.
One of his book covers is black, just so you know.
One of his book covers? Oh, okay. Thank you, Katie.
It is black.
Okay.
I'm telling you, I saw it on the internet. All right, I gotta go.
All right.
Deuces.
See ya.
Yup.
All right, folks. We are going to take a quick break. Everybody get some water. We'll be right back to do more commentary of these midterm elections. So you're not going to want to miss that. I got a whole lot to talk about when it comes to that. So we'll be right back after these brief music messages.
Be a baller. Now I got the ball, I'm going harder. Too cold, gotta go get the dollar.
It's time to talk my shit, locked in, tryna make us a hit. Tell it how it is, most of these boys just cap it quick. Yeah, I break bread with family, he break bread with a bitch he hit. I can't depend on no bitch, I'm funny, shit, you should know how I get. All fours, baby, put that ass up. Check the score, boy, them numbers adding up. Shit. If he call himself a goat, I call his bluff. Yeah, he flexing on the ground, boy, that shit mean none of us. Next up, I heard that shit a million times. Keep my name out your mouth, boy, you out of line. Without the studio, I'm in this bitch from quarter 9. They say I'm next up, I heard that shit a million times.
They already know, cut the line next up. On it from the go, now the boy flexed up. They be too slow to go try and catch up. I already know we don't go next up. Bust up, clothes like water. I used to want grow up, be a baller. Now I got the ball, I'm going harder. Too cold, gotta go get the dollars. Crazy, I've been getting wavy. Numbers on the rise, at the gas, I'm racing. Goals going down, don't stop it, I'm chasing. Oh, they want smoke, let's get it, I'm blazing. Whoa, I ride with the roof gone, right around getting 2 stones. Shawty want me, put her in a new song. They saying they hot, they barely lukewarm. Say I got a shot, I got a shoe song. Yeah, I got let it loose on. They already know, cut the line next up. On it from the go, now the boy flexed up. They be too slow to go try and catch up. I already know we don't go next up. Bust up, flows like water. I used to want grow up, be a baller. Now I got the ball, I'm going harder. Too cold, gotta go get the dollars.
You say you don't think you'll make it through the night. Blame me, you love to, but now I don't trust you. Cause you always finding ways to tell a lie. Something you're to. You play games you want.
All right, folks, we're back here on the Morning Fix Live Radio Show. I'm your host, Macho. Happy Friday, everybody. It is 11:33 a.m. Eastern Standard Time here on the Morning Fix, October 21st, 2022. Beautiful 56 degrees and sunny, not a cloud in sight here in nasty, decrepit New York. New York City, that is. I've seen a lot of videos recently about, can New York recover? Can the city, particularly can New York City recover? And it's a great question because some are arguing that we need the right kind of leadership, and we need someone to step up and to really challenge some of these nonsensical laws like no cash bail, to just be blanketed, to peel back this third-party panel that's constantly monitoring our justice system here in New York State on whether they're equally applying the law. Like, come on, stop, right? Is there someone with balls that are going to challenge that? Well, that remains to be seen, right? However, there is a lot of discussion around this topic. But before we get into that topic, I just want to remind everybody here a great thank you to everyone for being here and for tuning into this show. We appreciate you. For Sunday's show with Mr. Full Service, that's simply Sundays. Instead of it being regularly scheduled at 10 a.m., it is now moved up to 8 a.m. Eastern. So you can tune in earlier. I know that's much earlier, but it is what it is. And 8 a.m., you can tune in to see Simply Sundays here on the Morning Fix Live Radio Show. So be sure to be there. But yeah, I want to get into the discussion of how do we analyze and look through the politrixs and decide who would be the better candidate over the other. I think some of the things that we hear is like, well, he was the better of the two, or she was the better of the two. And it's like, that's not why you should vote. You should vote based on your morals, your stance, and who's going to do the best for you. Even if you don't agree with their rhetoric, but they do the best for you because they yield the best outcome for you, then you vote them. Why would you vote because you don't feel good? Why would you vote for Joe Biden knowing that this guy, this dodo bird, will literally be eating and chomping down on a waffle cone ice cream, saying, as we have literally historic highs inflation rates, saying we have a rock steady economy? No. And then turn around and say, well, other countries have it worse. Well, duh, we've known that for decades, for generations, that other countries have it worse. That's why they flee here to here. They come here because they don't want to be in those other countries, right, Joe? Are you reminded of that, right? We're talking about historically high inflation rates, and this guy's saying that we have a rock hard, rock steady economy. We can't have that here. Obviously, we can't have that because that's not benefiting you. So who was the better of the two? Well, I would go with the guy who would want more money in your pocket, more leverage and more opportunity for you, and more freedom to be able to start your own business, less taxes, less money at the pump, less money when you go pay for your groceries. And you may disagree with their rhetoric. Come on, be honest, leftists. Be honest. Donald Trump was the better choice than Joe Biden. If you want to say, oh, the better of the two, does it sound like, would you want to sit there and listen to the guy? Would you want to hear him call out and say these things and say incendiary stuff? No, you probably wouldn't. But you know what, leftists? Let's agree to disagree. Americans had more money under Donald Trump. Americans paid less money by factual basis. They paid less money at the pump. For 3 years, they paid less money at the pump. For the last 2 years of the Trump administration, they pay significantly, historically low prices for food. Like, come on. Unemployment rates was very, extremely low pre-pandemic. And Joe Biden needed a pandemic to say, we have the lowest unemployment rate in America. Really? Is that what you're going to do? You're going to use that? Cool. Anyways, I don't understand leftists when they can't see that. But apparently what they're telling you, just like Zoe is saying literally wrong, what they're saying to you is pay your fair share. That's how they validate paying more money. Because you have hacks like Bernie Sanders, who literally use the very system he confronts, who literally use the very system he literally has these huge indictments on, that capitalism does this and that we don't have the means of production. Well, newsflash, he was investigated just before his presidency that him and his wife started a fake college to money launder. The FBI was investigating him. The IRS was investigating him. This guy is part of the 1%. This guy he's probably just shy of a billionaire, telling you pay your fair share while he robs you, while he takes from you. That's what he does. That's why none of us buy it. If you want to say, well, the Republicans this, the Republicans that, sure, at least I know where they stand, and they don't talk out of both sides of their mouth. Think about that for a second. And that's what, speaking of the devil, Biden is speaking on how he is tackling inflation. Oh, God, he's tackling inflation, huh? Wow. He just said we are in a steady economy. Can somebody tell that man that's not what most Americans see? This is out of control. Anyone that shuts down American jobs to hurt America is a fool. That's right. Oh, there goes Kathy. Kathy is very excited that Zoe's here. Let's play nice in the sandbox, everybody. All right, so let's look at this Lee Zeldin versus Governor Hochul. Governor Hochul is, by the way, not the favorite by much here in New York State. It looks like Lee Zeldin is closing in and probably is a lot more ahead than the polls like to reveal. Also, Mehmet Oz is the projected winner. Is set to be according to RealClearPolitics.com, is projected to win the senator seat in Pennsylvania. Think about that. Mehmet Oz. That's a referendum on the Democrat Party because, as we've seen in the past year, in the past 2 years, it didn't start with Tulsi Gabbard leaving the Democrat Party. It started with a year ago that over almost nearly close to 1 million, or maybe just over 1 million people, regular people like you and me, switched from being a part of the Democrat Party, signed up to be a part of the Republican Party. Over 1 million. So this is a referendum on the Democrat Party who does not represent the people. It's very clear. That's not something to sneeze at, folks. That's over 1 million voters on the voter rolls have now registered, over 1 million plus, to becoming part of the Republican Party. That's a referendum on the... I think so too, but the problem is if you do that, then it's some kind of discrimination, right? So let him show himself where he stands. This guy's an extreme progressive. And just like that guy, Tim Ryan over there in Ohio, I think Vance is going to win that by a landslide. Everybody sees way past Ryan. He wants to say that he is he's new blood, but he's not. He's not new blood. He's been in office for almost 20 years. So another career politician telling we need new blood in office. That's ridiculous. You know who's new blood? Donald Trump. That's new blood. Never ran for politics. Never was in politics a day in his life. And the guy wins in 2016 and has been a politician for 4 years, 5 years or so. That's new blood to me. So not new blood. Yes, I do believe Vance will win, Mandy. Vance will win. That's a guarantee. Many people are arguing that Herschel Walker is going to win Georgia. You know what that means, right, guys? That means the Senate is going red. If Herschel Walker, see, Ohio is red, right? We all know that. But there's a question mark about Georgia, and there's probably a question mark about Arizona, but that's a different discussion. And I think we'll see in the midterms where Arizona stands. But right now, we all want to know, where does Georgia really stand? Many people were outraged by the results of the Georgia 2020 presidential election. Why? Because what have they been saying? We are a red state, not a purple state, not a blurple state. We are a red state. And now the proof will be in the pudding, folks. If Herschel Walker wins, that tells me that they are right, that the media was purposely ignoring the silent majority, the not so silent majority. The Georgians are a red state. If you look at the statistics, they are red for sure. It's very clear. Let me look at one more comment here. Vance will get my vote. That's right, Eric. That's a good vote. I think Herschel Walker has the huge chance of winning. Yeah. And you know what? That's what the papers are saying. That's what the pollsters are saying. This coming election is going to be interesting. We will see how they try and they cheat this time. I hope people really pay attention this election and watch. Yeah. But you have to understand something, Michael. You can cheat, you can do nefarious things. It's only a matter of time before the local people of that state start getting out in the streets and speaking loudly. If Warnock wins this election, you can't sit back in your house and be the typical conservative. You have to get out there and start speaking up. Be such a noise that even liberal media can't hide. You have to be so loud. Let me give you guys an example. During the pandemic in New York City, you guys remember how strict New York City was with their rules of COVID, get vaxxed or else. There was a large group of people who were not believers and supporter of get vaxxed or else, who are not believers and supporter of these draconian laws or mandates that New York and Governor Cuomo and now Governor Hochul were doing. You know who was that large group of people was so loud that the media had no choice but to cover it? Teachers. And most of those teachers in New York City are not conservative. In fact, majority of the teachers in the Board of Education in New York City are majority registered Democrats. The teachers union, Democrat. And a large amount of teachers were absolutely against get vaxxed or else. Think about that. And we have to be loud. You cannot be a typical conservative on this one, Georgians. I say this. If Herschel Walker doesn't win, it's not that they just cheated. What they're taking away is your representation. They're taking away what Georgians actually reflect and project. They are conservative. Why would they back a candidate who's all about supporting the rights of women to abort and kill babies? Why are they backing and support a candidate that doesn't do for the Georgian and doesn't help the Georgian, but rather helps Washington, D.C.? No one's advocating for that, honestly. And so they rather take a guy who doesn't sound like an apologist, who's not a polished speaker by any means, but he is speaking what Georgians feel and project and what they are experiencing. 80% of the voters, 80% in various counties, particularly Marjorie Taylor Greene's district of Georgia, Fulton County of Georgia, 80% of those voters vote red. Think about that. Okay, so if they take this, they're pretty much taking your representation, and I would not sit idle and sit quiet if that was the case. Here's how this New York governorship is being monitored and covered right now. We're going to be getting, as the midterms get closer and closer, we're going to continue having this conversation. How do you dissect this? Where do you start to see, okay, I don't like this part, but I like where this person stands. I don't like that part, but I like it. We need to be a little bit honest here on the Morning Fix, right? We need to work through the weeds here. And make no mistake about it. Just because I don't fully agree and back Lee Zeldin doesn't mean I wouldn't vote for him. Where he stands, he represents conservatives in New York City. They may not be a majority number, but let me let you guys know something. Let me let you guys know something on a little secret. There are a lot more conservatives in New York City than you guys think. And there are a lot more non-white conservatives in New York City than you might think. All right, let's look at this clip.
This is Lee Zeldin, the Republican nominee for governor. And on the day our Capitol was attacked, a day led to the deaths of 5 brave police officers, Zeldin still voted to overturn the election. Lee Zeldin is extreme and dangerous.
And so it begins, New York's intent.
All right, so let's address that. And again, this is politrixs here on a Morning Fix, okay? Let's go back here a second. Let's go back, all right? Let's go back to the beginning of this. Let's start here. Ready?
For governor. And on the day our Capitol was attacked, a day that led to the deaths of 5 brave police officers.
Lie. Let's address that. Lie. I want any leftist, progressive, any person out there who dares to want to even give their time and share their time with me. The Voshes, what other characters out there are? David Pacman, anyone. Hey, I would even guest on your show. I have no problems. Name me one police officer that died on January 6th. Hell, name me one police officer that died as a result of their injuries from January 6th. Name me one. Name me one. So that's a lie. Bull-faced lie. Right then and there, you've lost a lot of voters. You may gloss over it. Maybe a lot of leftist progressives will just gloss over that because they already have confirmation bias and they've already believed what the January 6th committee, unselect committee, has already said. 5 officers died that day. Not one officer died that day. And I'll take this step further. Not one officer died that day as a result of sustaining an injury from this riot. So it's a bull-faced lie. Politrixs. That is a bag of tricks. All right, let's do it.
Zeldin still voted to overturn the election. Lee Zeldin is extreme.
Let's also address that. So if this were true, and I'm going to say if, because I've heard Lee Zeldin talk about this. Lee Zeldin raised the suspicion and the question mark of the integrity of elections. That's it. By the way, New York City has some of the most strict election laws in the entire country. But you don't hear anything about the access to vote, because why? Everyone has access to vote equally here in this city, state, period. We have the most strictest election laws. So he is probably speaking from that place. Now, I'm not going to pretend like I know what he's speaking from, but if he did question the 2020 election, what's the problem with that? We got 20 or so Democrats in the last 20 years questioning the integrity of elections. Hell, Kari Lake has even revealed that to us, right? Selected, not elected, George Bush, said by Hillary Clinton at a fundraiser. The 2004 election was questioned. The midterm elections were questioned. 2008, Obama wouldn't get elected. This is Democrats because he's a black man, or they're going to rig the machines. This is what they were saying. This is what they were saying, Democrats. Questioning the election of midterm elections of 2010. We have Stacey Abrams questioning the governor election in Georgia. We've had several Democrats literally rob the election in Pennsylvania, in Philadelphia. This is all court dated, 1992. A judge literally cited a candidate for robbing the seat, went to jail over it. Go to the Heritage Foundation. You guys will find it about voting integrities. All right. So even if he questioned it, even if he said, "Hey, I don't know if this was accurate," what does that mean? What is that? Why is that a problem? Why is that? Why would you put extreme next to him? So what this tells me, folks, is that if it's extreme for him, it's extreme for Hillary. If it's extreme for him, it's extreme for Stacey Abrams. If it's extreme for him, it's extreme for people like Gavin Newsom. It's extreme for guys like Mr. Chesa Bodine, who question the signatures. The other DA Garcon of California, questioning the legitimacy of the signatures to recall him. That's questioning the legitimacy of the elections. A recall is part of an election, by the way. It's an elective right. So if they're extreme, if he's extreme, so are they. So thank you for revealing that to us.
And dangers.
And so it begins, New York's intense gubernatorial race. Kathy Hochul seeking a full 4-year term in her own right. Long Island Congressman Lee Zeldin trying to prevent that.
I think it's very telling that Kathy Hochul put an ad out as her first ad of the general election. She's putting millions of dollars behind an ad. Is it about making the streets of New York City any safer? No. And I think that's very telling.
That is the key as to why I would vote Lee Zeldin. Because she's worried about the candidate that she's running up against. Lee Zeldin is not running just up a candidate. He's running up against the idea that you don't care about our city's streets are not safe. Rochester, if you guys know anything about Joe Pinion is running for the senator seat, long shot, but he is making a lot of noise. Joe Pinion, who I have talked highly about. Joe Pinion, who is from Rochester, New York, or Mount Vernon, one of the areas. Anyways, has already cited the statistics of the crime stats that have gone on in Rochester, Syracuse, Mount Vernon, and other various areas of New York State. The crime surge, homicide rates that is going on in the black community. Democrats tout that they are for the black and people of color community. Until we see crime spikes, until we see crime surges, they're still touting this whole idea of defund the police, but yet we still see a lot of black bodies on the ground. I look at who is for the community and who is willing to keep this community safe, no matter the criticism. Of course, Lee Zeldin's going to have to face the criticism if an officer abuses their use of force tactics. Oh, how could you be supportive of the police? I'm still supporting the police because this is not about the police. We'll clean that up. What is it about is making sure we're keeping the people of Rochester, Buffalo, and Mount Vernon safe. That no one has to subject themselves to a life of crime and be surrounded by that. We're going to put cops there, and we're going to make sure that area is safe. We go where the crime is, and we're going to make sure that they're safe. We take Black Americans serious by taking their lives serious, not just by them as 15, 10, 6, 8, 12, 20-year-olds, but even as 0-year-olds in the womb. We take Black Americans that safe. And Lee Zeldin is not an extremist to outlaw abortions, but he's saying we cannot have abortions at the day of birth. That's ridiculous. That is absolutely ridiculous. And no, he's not going to outlaw abortions. It's New York State. This is a very highly liberal state. But we do need to tighten the bolts here. It should be safe, legal, and rare, period.
About where Kathy Hochul's priorities are. Because I am in this race because I want to do my part to save the state. Kathy Hochul is in this race because she wants to save Kathy Hochul.
With the polls
That's
tightening,
right.
it's no more Mr. Nice Guy, no more Mrs. Nice Guy either. The gloves are off. In the next 2 months, New Yorkers will hear Lee Zeldin attack Kathy Hochul about public safety, bail reform, and congestion pricing.
Rather than trying to give some squirmy...
If you just tackle the crime in New York State, if you do just that, you raise the property value everywhere. It's already a win. It's a winning strategy. It's been a winning strategy since draconian Republicans have been in office in America, in New York State as a governor. Rockefeller knew this, who used to be the governor of New York. He had draconian laws in the 70s. He knew we need to tackle crime even to the point where we have to violate your rights. I don't agree with it. Trust me, I don't. But that's how dire Republicans get it. We have to figure out a way that we do it in a way that we don't trample on people's rights. But we need to make sure that law and order exists, because the minute we have a safe city, we have a great city in New York. And when we have a great city in New York, guess what? We bring a lot of revenue to the entire country. I mean, it's just that simple. It's not that hard to really understand the formula.
Answer as the governor did during her Democratic debate with CBS. I will just state clearly for the record, I oppose congestion pricing. I would do absolutely everything in my power to stop it.
Governor Hochul will attack Zeldin.
Congestion pricing is not to make the person, the resident of New York State, life comfortable, which it would. Vicariously, it would. But congestion pricing will literally put the taxi industry on its ass. Who do you think spends the majority of the time in congested areas in New York City or any of the metropolises around the state of New York? Cabs. And you want to put the burden on the cabs? People are not going to want to take the cabs anymore. Oh, that's right. Eric Adams told us the agenda is to get more subway riders. So you're literally trying to strong arm taxi and limousine services. Oh, but we got a lot of traffic. It's a city. I don't care if you have horse and carriages. You will always have traffic in this city. Traffic has existed in New York City as far back as the Spanish flu. It took people an hour to get to work then. It still takes people an hour to get to work today. Don't buy the lies, folks. These are all lies. Please, give me a break.
Zeldin's positions on abortion, the right to carry concealed weapons, and his closeness to former President Donald Trump, who was the featured guest at a Zeldin fundraiser over the weekend.
Here we go.
People in New York understand our values, and Donald Trump never has and never will represent them. And to the extent that my political opponent wants to be so closely associated and rely on him for...
Oh, so that's how you're going to run up against the guy. Not only call him extreme, lie on his name saying he supported a riot that took the lives of 6 officers, but you're also going to now associate his extremity by saying, oh, he is with a guy who was born and raised in New York, doesn't know how to represent New York, and Donald Trump, who was born and raised in New York, who revenued so much money for this state and city. So what we're going to do is we're going to go at your character, because why on earth would you be friends and close to someone who generated so much revenue for this city? Why would you be friends with that person? Why would you want to get the sponsorship to that person? Oh, that's how you're going to run up against them. You're not going to talk about how New York City is not safe. You're not going to talk about how Eric Adams is doing a terrible job and that you need to clean that up. Even Governor Cuomo was never shy at going after Bill de Blasio. You guys realize that, right? I didn't like Governor Cuomo, but you know what I did like about him? But he's not afraid to call out his own party. Look at a lot of Democrats had a lot of bad things to say about Governor Cuomo. Why? Because he didn't allow them to strong arm him. Now, there was some areas of merit where he was strong arming them, but for the most part, he did not kowtow to them specifically. He said, guys, relax, clean up your districts. Clean it up. I'm not just to be dumping money on Bill. What are you doing, Bill? What are you doing over there in New York City? Yes, some of it would be for optics, some of it would be for show. But at the very least, he did more than what most mainstream Democrats are willing to do, is call out their own party. That's what and don't give me this excuse of Bernie Sanders. This guy registers as an independent. This guy is probably more conservative than he likes to share with you guys. Look, when's the last time the guy's got a suit? When's the last time the guy's even thought about taking care of himself? What he'll do is use his rhetoric to rob you. That's what he'll do. And you guys allow it. You leftist progressives out there. You guys allow him to ruin and steal your peace. Because what real success cycles is get your education, get a talent in which somebody's willing to pay for, get that talent, achieving that talent, get married, have children, and continue that life cycle. Because what you're going to do in that is you're going to get a house, you're going to get a car, you're going to need food to support that. You're going to be contributing to society vicariously. Think about that. And you can't do that successfully when you have people like Bernie Sanders and company want to raise your taxes. Why would you need that? I'm supporting and contributing to society by buying into this stuff. Come on. Don't make it hard for me, guys. This makes no sense.
The resources, it's troubling.
Zeldin once again challenged the governor to debate him early and often.
Oh, that's another thing,
he
too.
Has accepted an invitation from CBS 2, saying there's lots to talk about.
All of these other issues that I'm sure Marsha Kramer would be asking at CBS, or whomever else would be the moderator at any of the debates, would be providing New Yorkers the answers to the issues that are most important to them. And that's why debates matter.
Well, Governor Hochul has said repeatedly.
So this is the last part of the video where I'm going to leave it at here. Why I vote Lee Zeldin is not because he's just a Republican. It's because he's talking about the issues that Democrats are historically ignoring. He's talking about safety. He's talking about businesses, bringing businesses back. What do we need to do to address the fact that we have a large migration out of the state? The highest amount of residents has left, not just during the pandemic. We're talking about now coming out of the pandemic. We have more people leaving the state than coming back. People do not like what's going on here. People do not like what's going on here. They don't like the fact that this cashless bail. Let me tell you what Lee Zeldin's going to do. He's going to bring common sense to discovery, which is evidence, which is what a DA or a prosecutor needs in order to prosecute someone who might be alleged of convicting a crime. Why is that even important? Well, here's the thing. With the whole Khalif Browder incident, with all that stuff going on, if a prosecutor does not fit the criteria, there's a 25-point criteria or 21-point criteria, which is in order to certify an allegation or to certify a charge. They need to fit the 25 or 21 points of that criteria in order to pass that charge to submit it to court. If they can't within 30 to 45 days, they have initially 15, then they can get an extension. What Lee Zeldin is saying, that's not common sense to only give the prosecutor initially 15 days. Give the prosecutor holistically 45 days, to which then they can ask for an extension. Prosecutors on average in New York State get approximately 100 to 200 cases at a time. That's one prosecutor. One prosecutor. Trust me, they have more cases to litigate over than the defense attorneys that complain that they don't have enough time to look over people's cases. Trust me, they do. They have 100 to 200 cases per prosecutor. And just for example, in Brooklyn, you have approximately 60 prosecutors, ADAs, DAs, 60 at minimum. So do the math. You have 1 to 200 minimum per prosecutor. They have twice as many litigating cases to look over and to fit the 21-point criteria. Defense attorneys don't have to submit that. And in fact, once they're done with that 21 point, they have to submit that over to the defense attorney. The defense attorney now looks at discovery and affirms or denies whether that should be there or not. And they have 15 days initially to do that. And if they can't do it, guess what happens? The person who is alleged of a crime walks. Over 70% of the cases in 2021, that is a reality. Lee Zeldin is saying we need to fix that, because if we don't fix that, that will continue the trend in which we're seeing here in New York. And that's why people are leaving this city. You know, it's another reason why people are leaving the city? Taxes. And you know what Republicans do historically? Lower taxes. So we got safety. We got no cash bail. We have taxes. She's already got 3 things up against her that she can't talk about because Democrats like to ignore that. They'll use a lot of tricks to deflect, to put things else in front of you and talk about all these other things and talk about this and talk about that. Let me tell you something. That doesn't deal with the everyday resident of this state. I wish that Joe Pinion would get a lot more coverage. I wish that Joe Pinion would I hope, and I know that is a slim chance that he can dethrone Chuck Schumer. Joe Pinion would be a better senator than Chuck Schumer. Why? Because Chuck Schumer has been in office more years than I've been alive. Tell me one thing he's done good as a senator. Tell me one thing. Any New Yorker out there, what has he done for you? I don't know if you guys realized just recently, AOC at another town hall, by the way, had something, some ways to address the crowd. We find that actually, now that I think about it, it looks like people are not responding well to her. So let's roll that clip here. Let's roll that, and we'll come to a close on this show here. Let's get that out. I don't know if you guys saw that video, but we're gonna cover it here. But it looks like some of these Democrats in New York State are losing the faith of everyday voters and everyday residents here. Which is why I'm hoping that Joe Pinion, Joe, if you want to come on to somebody's show, come on here. We'll talk to you. I'll ask the questions to show you where you really stand. Trust me. We won't ask tailored questions. I know he's not that kind of person to want to have tailored questions, but he will address the real questions. He's not insecure. So he's the better candidate, and it looks like New Yorkers are looking for a better candidate. And no, this ain't it. Let's check this out.
Saying it's housing for LGBTQ. No, I'm just making the point. I know, but I'm just making the point. Because my question is not well, that's just unfair. That's like racist. That's like She's gonna say, she's gonna explain why.
By the way, kudos to these. I want to give a strong shout out to these New Yorkers right here for being there. Most people will not pay even close attention to these town halls. I've been to a couple of them. They're usually very empty. They're skeletal. There's like a fraction of people there. Kudos to this district. I don't quite know where they're at, but look at how full this is. Believe me, this is full. Right? What you see here, subtract and look, you will probably see, if you're lucky, 10 people. In fact, the people, District 14, the Bronx. Thank you, AJ. Think about the last place that she was at, where she was at an auditorium. There was like maybe 20 people there. Right? That's typical of a town hall. Kudos to this, because people are not stupid. They're waking up. Yeah, most of these people here, I probably wouldn't agree with their politics. I probably wouldn't even align with them. But you know what I agree with? That they're involved. Good. And they're challenging AOC. Check this out.
Crime that's going on. Yes. There you go. There you go. A woman that was stabbed 20 times. That was a 9/11 FBI. Yes. This is insanity. Yes. The boy. That's what we want to do. The black boy that was stabbed on the train platform in Rockaway. Yeah. The black boy that was stabbed in Staten Island. Every single day. People don't want to believe from the steel worker that was stabbed, killed. There's 9 killings on the train. This is all wonderful what you're talking about. Affordable housing. That's all wonderful. That's bullshit. I'm going to give it to you on the wheel. People are leaving New York City. If you go when crime under control, and I know you are all for defunding the police. Yes! Done it? Yes, you said Bill de Blasio $1 billion. That wasn't enough. Maya Wiley, which was the most radical mayoral candidate in this election. Talk to him, King. Okay?
Let her speak.
Yes. That should be right there, the pressure that these Democrats feel. Let them speak. It's letting them speak that got us to this place, where we've seen crime spikes upwards of 80% in certain areas in New York City. Let them speak. Let them speak. It's letting them speak as to why we have a lot more aborted black babies than born in New York City. Let them speak. It's letting them speak that has led to why we have defunding the police, to which why we have a school system that knows more about BLM protest than they do about being on a reading and writing level, a proficiency level of their age and grade level. Think about that. Let them speak. Let them speak. That should be the counter protest here. Let them speak. Let them, and make no mistake about it. Where they speak is where they stand. All right. Holy smokes. But you know what they're going to tell you here? These were paid people. These are provocateurs. They're paid and bought for, guys. No. These are New Yorkers. And when they don't see progress, when they don't really see a change, why do you guys think a guy like Rudy Giuliani was voted into office? Something similar was going on in that time. This is incredible. Wow, have the tides have turned here. Holy smokes. Just a few months ago, there was a beautiful article written of how wonderfully accepted of this person who lives in Jersey, admires AOC, came all the way from New Jersey to stand in line to take a picture with AOC in where? In Queens. Seems like she's not having that same love today. Wow. I'll have the tides have turned. Oh. All right. So now you guys look, it's become apparent and clear where this person stands. She dances at the fact that AOC has got to go. Do you think she cares? She's locked in. And this is why the people there are saying, wake up. We will not comply. Let them speak. I'm curious as to what she's going to say. I want to rewind that because that's pretty disgusting.
Very classy. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Are running up the streets of New York. They got some people like you. Come on, AOC. Answer the question. How much should I get paid? Come here.
That's not nice. It's not nice. That's not nice. That's not nice.
Excuse me, ladies and gentlemen, excuse me. I will say this once. This is still a student community center. We have children and families in the building. If this will continue, I will ask you to step outside. If this continues, I will ask you to step outside.
AJ. Yo, facts. These are the New Yorkers I love. First off, we're always historically been hacklers, right? This is what we do. We don't just simply comply just because you have a D in front of your name. And we're not going to co-sign to you just because you have an R in front of your name. It's what have you done for me lately? That's the notion of New York. What have you done for me lately, politician? Are you politricking? Are you providing something for me that's going to make me have a better equitable, you hear me? Sounding like a leftist, equitable life. Or just get out of my way. Which one of y'all going to get out of my way? That's what I want to know. Let's see.
That's why y'all been talking for 20 minutes, okay? We know why. We know why you're mad. Let's talk about it.
I am not a man, there's only two fucking genders.
Oh, you can try to change us, but you'll never will. Holy smokes. Oh, those decrepit New Yorkers. Okay.
Okay.
What just happened here? Did somebody turn the lights off? Oh, shit. Someone turned the lights off. She had to run for safety. Okay, I shouldn't laugh at this. Shouldn't laugh at. She has to be safe. She's a sitting, representative, so she has to be protected. But damn, that is not good optics. She ran because the lights went off. You're a New Yorker, Alexia Ocasio-Cortez. What's wrong with you? They're not gonna harm you. Granted, she should have security there. What are you showing New Yorkers? You're scared because you're being confronted and not being worshipped and idolized? What? What happened to New York Strong? BX, baby, we strong out here. I worked in the bar. Like, you used to having people hackle at you. Listen, Alexia Ocasio-Cortez probably wouldn't be able to walk the streets without getting hackled at. Yo, ma, where you at? What's your number? What's good? Yo, ma, you look fine as hell. She would get hackled. She knows. This is what a Latina would deal with in the Bronx. So what's going on here? That was bad optics. Did you guys see? That's bad optics. Look, to be fair, I'm not being irrational. She does need to be protected, right? If they do get rambunctious, they turn lights off. Security can't. Her security detail needs to protect her, sure. But damn, they caught that on camera. Look at her. Look at her. She was hiding because the lights were off. Wow, that is bad optics. Look at her. I get it. I get it. One, who had the power to turn the damn lights off? Think about that. So why are the lights off? Where's your security team in that? This is not good. This is not good, by the way. This is terrible looking.
I'm not allowed to be in a room when the lights turn off. It gets a little. That's one of the things. All right, listen, all right.
So she knew that was bad optics. And like we all know, she is not. She has to be protected, right? Again, kudos to her security team. But again, it looks bad. It just looks all the way around bad. So go ahead.
All right, listen, okay, listen. You all have made your point. If you want to keep going, we can go all night, whatever it is.
Speak about Jose
Yeah, so listen, Alexia Ocasio-Cortez. You've done most of the talking. And New Yorkers have heard and they've learned where you stand. And you don't stand with them, that's for sure. You do not stand with them, and that's what they're saying. So much so, even the folks who are vendors are arguing and protesting that these Democrats, these Democrats, do not stand with New Yorkers. Vendors are also protesting here in New York.
Street vendors left their carts behind to march to City Hall on Thursday, demanding demanding that the city fix the rules that have subjected many of them to fines and even arrests. News 12 Shakti Dennis went down to...
And let me provide a little this happened just recently. Let me provide some brief context really fast. The vendors have been hit hard, ticketed, and all that stuff. They have a whole thing they have to go through. It's very, very layered and nuanced to be able to get a license to be able to sell food on the street. If you're going to take a large amount of migrants, you're going to be a sanctuary city. Guess what? What do you think people do in these countries? They sell street food. That's what they do. And if you don't have the jobs to be able to take care of the migrants, I'm sorry, Eric Adams, putting them in a tent for 20 years is not going to probably work. Trust me. I don't know any government official in Washington, D.C. is going to want to support that long term, that habit. Secondly, what also hit New York government in the ass was the whole idea of outdoor dining. What is the difference between outdoor dining and a street vendor? You're eating your food outside, you're sitting on the street, and in some cases, food is being made outside. Just because it's in front of establishment and has a name and a 50 and a tax ID number, guess what? Most of those street carts have tax ID numbers. They pay their taxes. Now, the churro lady that's selling churros, she can't get that because she doesn't have all that set up. Well, if we make this easier, guess what? People can set up shop and sell their food, and we can regulate it. We can have inspectors to make sure that they keep it right. Fine. Don't make it hard for them. People need to make money. And Democrats, Dummycrats, are not there to help you out. Here's how.
City Hall to bring us more on the changes that they're hoping to see.
Sammy Saleh has been selling halal food in Times Square for 15 years, but he says this summer was particularly expensive.
It's over 100 tickets for the past 3 months.
Most of them, he says, are for minor violations.
You're not 18-inch from the curb. You're not 10 feet away from the crosswalk.
Police have seized his cart more than once, but he says many of the rules are impossible to follow.
So the police come and measure. It's impossible for me to be 18-inch away from the curb because I have to be in the front of the ballers.
On Thursday, he marched to City Hall with dozens of his fellow street vendors to ask the City Council to introduce legislation that would overhaul the street vending industry.
We need investments, we need resources, we need support.
Their demands include more support from NYC small businesses.
So here's the thing. Let's make it very clear here, folks. You don't have the street vendors on your side, Democrats. You don't have the taxi industry on your side because with their congestion toll. You don't have the local communities on your side because of crime surges and no cash bail. AOC has to hear screaming and hackling throughout the city. They're losing support, and the tides have changed significantly. The proof is in the pudding. What Donald Trump was saying about this city was 100% accurate. The guy's been here and been doing business here since the 70s. If anyone knows what's going on, it's him. And it's finally showing its head on the national stage. The Dummycrats are not for you. They're not for you having a better economic, independent of them opportunity. Street vendors, who do you think they're going to side with? The people who are going to give them opportunity. So Lee Zeldin, are you going to give these street vendors opportunity? Eric Adams, are you going to give these migrants better opportunity to be able to earn their own wage, to be able to now compete in an economic market to which they can buy their own houses and also jobs and maybe pay their own rent? They don't need to stay in your tent. Where they can stay is their own apartment. And where they can get an opportunity is where the federal government could actually do the job that they're supposed to do. Instead of taking care of us like we're your project, why don't you make sure you make laws so that the migrants don't stay migrants anymore and they can be a citizen within 6 to 10 months? How about that? Can we get real serious about that? You can put a fee on it. That's fine. These migrants work hard. But from going from migrant to citizen, they'll pay anything to get that card. So can we get real serious about that? Everyone in government, Stop worrying about the things that are not your responsibility and worry about the things that are. And these Democrats have not been doing that. All right, folks, that does it for this edition, for this show here on the Morning Fix Live radio show. Be sure to tune in right back here on Sunday with Mr. Full Service at 8 a.m. Again, 8 a.m. Eastern time here on the Morning Fix. Not 10 a.m., 8 a.m. We'll be back here on the Morning Fix at 10 a.m. Eastern here, Monday through Friday. You could always catch us here. And you can catch us on Twitch, YouTube, Facebook Live. We have a Facebook page, Morning Fix Live Radio Show. We have an Instagram page. We have a YouTube account. You can watch us on replay there as well. And be sure to hit that like, subscribe, and even comment on the page. Hey, if you're a creator out there and you want to be a part of the show somehow, you want to guest on, well, send us a message, comment on our page. If you have any questions for us and you're watching this on replay, comment on the page. We'll address those questions. Hey, if you want to piss off Keisha, send some comments on the page. I'm sure she'll really like that. I hope you guys have a wonderful, awesome weekend. I'll see you guys back here on Monday at 10 a.m. Tune in to Mr. Full Service's show, Simply Sundays here. Until then, see ya.